that because the thing about precedent is do you want double jeopardy? You can't even get that in the United States.
I think that's unlikely that would happen. I guess it's possible. But
I mean, they can do whatever they want. They're a private league. We've seen they've done this before.
But I think they'd argue he's already been punished for it in their way, and I don't know. Again, we talked about this before. I think it's going to be more than I think it's likely going to be more than 4 games. I don't think it's going to be a whole season. But either way, I just think. I think for everybody, we'd all like it to just be set.
Yeah, everybody would like to know what the field is, what the parameters are. Later in the show, we're going to do a Judge Jay segment on this question. So Baker's there. He's the elephant in the room. and Drew Brees was all indications are he's done at NBC.
Yeah.
And he sent out a really bizarre tweet yesterday that said, I don't know what I'm going to do next. I might return to football. So that's on the table. Now, he also said he might train for a pickleball league. So I think he's just throwing ghosts in the air. But we're going to debate later. If Deshaun gets 2, 4, 6, 8 games, do you want Baker or Brees starting those games? That's a Judge Jay segment, so start thinking about that.
I think Baker's more like the weasel in the room than the elephant.
Yeah, well, some might call him that. All right, now let's continue on Deshaun Watson because I mentioned a busy week. This weekend, guys, he's taken the offense to the Bahamas.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is nothing new. We've seen quarterbacks do this before. Baker's done it with all his skills players. But this trip is said to include about 30 folks. My friend Jacina Anderson broke this news yesterday. What's really fascinating to me is, and Mary Kay Cabot of Cleveland.com in her piece said it's unlikely that Baker Mayfield will go on this trip.
Aww.
So I've got 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
One, should Deshaun have invited Baker? He is a rostered member in his position room.
Yep.
And 2, if invited, should Baker go? Who wants to start?
I'll tell you guys. First of all, you said Josina Anderson's your friend.
Yes.
Shout out to her. She's get enough
tremendous.
Credit. Nobody has more connections to NFL players.
Yep, she's
to
wonderful.
The players than Josina
Players
Anderson.
like her and they
love
trust her. They
She's
trust her.
the most connected with the players, so shout out to her. Number 2, first of all, I don't know if Baker was invited. I mean, if I was Deshaun, I would have invited him.
Got to. Tacky not
polite,
to. Tacky
right?
not to.
And if I were Baker, as awkward as it might be, if you want to show that you've changed, and I don't believe Baker's changed.
Right.
I think he's still immature. But if you want to prove that you've changed, you go.
Yeah.
You go
Baker
and have a good attitude.
That breaks the awkward meter.
It's like
it destroys the awkward.
I got invited to my ex-girlfriend's wedding.
Okay, so that's
Damn right I went to show. She did it. She's like, he's not gonna come. Obviously, she's like, we got to, but I knew him for 10 years, whatever. And I'm like, I'll show up there. Damn right I will.
How'd that go?
It was awkward, but it was. I would not let them. I would not let them just be like, we invited him. I don't know why he didn't come, so I came. And yes, it was awkward, but I went there to prove a point. And I think Baker should do the same thing. Personally, if he
I'm
went.
going next. Just stop
okay, jump in.
Hey, watch how this works. You know when you be in college, right? You teammates with everybody.
Yeah.
But you only got a certain few people you go out with.
Yeah, I got you.
Like, hey, we go out together. I invited you. It's an unwritten thing. Just because I take snaps with you does not mean you in the camp.
Right.
You are down the street.
Yeah.
You're not in the camp. You don't just get him. Here, what are you gonna come with his bags? Like, yeah, dog, I'm ready to go. We ready to kick it. No.
Sorry, Blake Hance.
That's not a.
You don't count.
This is the cool kids table. You can't.
Yeah.
You got to ask to be sat over. There's no way Baker Mayfield is going. And in your
should Deshaun invite him?
No, that's unacceptable.
Okay, no on both. No on both.
And your ex's dude should have been like, she should have stepped to her like, listen, you think he coming to the wedding? We might not be getting married. Like, that's how you.
I agree with
wow.
you on that one.
So you're dropping the gauntlet if you're the new husband.
Yeah,
I completely agree with you.
You're right. That guy is a total puss. That's absolutely true.
All right, Maurice. So, what do you think here? Should Deshaun offer the invitation, and if so, should Baker come?
I think it's the classy thing to do. If he's going to be the leader, you can tell by the contract, right? He's the next coming, and it all depends on what Baker wants to do. Like, I think to me, Baker should realize that the end is near for him in Cleveland. As a show of class, I would have went and said, "Hey, I'm here to support the guys." But his ego, when you're that young, and you like, I tell you like this: I started coming to Cleveland probably about a year ago, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how he had permeated the area, and everybody was rooting for him, and he was the guy. And I just didn't know that Baker was like the local celebrity. So now for him to come in town, and then for all of that, for the fanfare, for everything to be shifted, that's a lot.
That came unraveled at warp speed.
But it happened fast, So I can just see how Baker, but then he's young. Like, this is a chance to mature, knowing you'll land somewhere else. And I always think like this: whatever you're going through in the current moment is preparing you for the next moment. And it's usually the stuff that make you squirm is the stuff that develops you and makes you grow. I think like doing that, somebody else may say, you know what, we want to bring Baker into the camp, and he gets out of the like, I want to dance and be cool phase, and I want to be the cool kid. You need to mature and say, hey, I just need to be a good quarterback. I was about to cuss. I cuss a lot.
You know what, Maurice, that makes good sense because his next stop, he may be a backup quarterback. He may not be the lead dog.
He's not going to be the fun guy who won the Heisman, coming out dancing, corralling and rallying. You're going to have to show up and be like the buttoned-up professional leader of the guys. Let's go out here and win games.
Yeah.
That's
so you would invite him and you would come.
Yeah, I look back in my life, just things that I did from being immature. And it feels good in the moment when you're being immature because you feel empowered. But like long term, it does nothing for you. It doesn't develop you. It doesn't make people. It doesn't make people want to get close to you. That's the.
And he said something that was just that was big.
Yeah.
The perception of people outside of Cleveland with Baker Mayfield is completely different from the bubble that we have here. So when you say mature, people here are like, what do you mean he needs to mature? Yeah. That's what we love about Baker. But that's not conducive to getting a job somewhere else.
No.
And I think for Watson too, guys, I think Maurice, everything he said, I agree with. Number one, for Watson, you know, right now there's a lot of people that don't think highly of him. Right. I think it shows a lot of class, as you said, on his part to say, hey, I'm not going to be worried. I'm going to be good to Baker. I'm going to try to help him in a way. I'm going to give him an opportunity. Especially on offense, I don't think Baker's teammates on offense hate him.
No.
There's some guys on the defense, you and I know, there's a couple of guys that he rubbed the wrong way, especially late last season. But on the offense, especially those old, they like him and respect him.
Yeah,
right?
It does ingratiate Watson to the fan base to know at least that he put the olive branch out there. Look, let it be on Baker if Baker doesn't want to go. Make him turn down the invitation.
And if Baker does go, as awkward as it might be, think about it. If you're the Panthers or you're the Buccaneers, not the Buccaneers, the Seahawks, or the Giants or the Lions, you might be like, you know what? Baker's showing a little
swallowed his pride.
Here,
Swallowed his pride to win.
Swallowed his pride. He went out with the team. Maybe we will take him on.
A couple of quick follow-ups. First of all, I heard he was only taking like his offensive weapons, so apparently that means linemen don't get to go to the Bahamas.
I heard 30 offensive players.
Okay, well, maybe.
Look at Nick Chubb.
Yeah, it's pretty
He's ready
impressive.
to go. He's ready to go.
Secondly, I've got to wonder, like, shouldn't Myles Garrett at least take Myles Garrett at least take the defense to put in bay?
Actually, Myles Garrett is taking the
somewhere.
So he has said that I'm going to put together a trip for the defense. I don't know where they're going, but I'd be all down to put in bay.
It got to be out of the country.
Yeah,
ideally.
Deshaun Watson has thrown down the gauntlet. In the Bahamas.
Putting bay's international waters.
I mean, Myles Garrett's not making Deshaun Watson money, but he's making big money.
Yeah, he can do it.
What counts as offense? Like if I'm in on a jumbo package and I'm blocking as a D lineman, does that mean
you're out.
Yeah,
you're out. You go both ways.
Guys, can I just? My only hope on the Bahamas trip is that it doesn't lead to what this infamous trip led to. This was the Giants and OBJ before the playoff game, right?
Before the Packers game.
Yeah, before the Packers game. Yeah, it didn't end well.
No.
Is that Trey Songz down in the left-hand corner?
Sterling Shepard.
Oh, so I thought that was Trey Songz. I said, this was all bad.
Sterling Shepard hasn't been able to stay on the field since that picture.
So before we leave this, and I just want to hear your one-sentence summation of Baker Mayfield planting the Oklahoma flag in the Block O at the shoe.
Yeah, I mean, that's why he doesn't have a lot of love in Columbus.
I know.
So it's good perspective. You all said that his opinion of who he is here and who he is outside of this bubble differs. And in Columbus, he doesn't have a lot of friends.
In Columbus, he's very much that guy. They don't forget.
Last thought before we get out of here, thoughts and prayers. Hopefully there are no sauna and spa and massage services at that Bahamas resort. If so, I need you, Nick Chubb, to put a closed sign.
I knew
put a
you'd be the one
closed
to go
sign
to.
on it. Just let me go.
I know.
Well, he mentioned Nick Chubb. By the way, Maurice, first of all, real quick, Nick Chubb, just watching him as a back. And did you see the squat he did the other day? We did like 650 pounds.
Yeah, he's
What do you think of him as a player?
No, so I'll say this. I like him, and I've been knowing Kareem since college.
Sure.
If there was a player, I used to like